This is event 33, the men's 500-yard freestyle. We have 23 heats. We're going to need help all day. Don't leave. Support these athletes. We have Wayne Hardwick in lane 2 from Sierra Nevada. In 3, James Hogriff, Indy Aquatic Masters. In 4, Robertus Vanderwege from Lone Star Masters. In 5, William Burson, Rocky Mountain. In 6, Edward Devenish from New Albany. Sammy Newgib from Georgia is in 7. And Douglas Burgess is in 9.
Thank you for yours.
We want to share some stories of some of the folks that have submitted these, some of the reasons why they're involved in master swimming. And this one comes from Greg Sproles. In 2008, he was in a pretty bad motorcycle accident and he broke multiple bones. He had to have 5 surgeries within 1 calendar year. It was at that point that he decided to swim for rehab and recovery. He was a Division I college swimmer in the 80s, but it had been several years before he swam competitively. 2009 and 10 were years for a comeback. This is his first national meet to be recovering from being in a wheelchair. He looks forward to competing with many great swimmers and making new friends. And we appreciate that, Greg, and congratulations on your recovery.
More times, which is great. Thank you.
Well, we're enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's fun to be on this side of it.
Amazing opportunities for all those out there. If you guys have any friends, family members that are looking for that outlet, encourage them to join US Masters Swimming. That's how I was introduced to Terry many years ago. An official still to this day for both Masters and the USA Swimming Foundations. I highly recommend. If you have any questions on how to join Masters Swimming, talk to any of these amazing athletes. They can point you in the right direction.
Here's another submission. It says, my name is Tim Tully and I'll be competing my first Masters Nationals in San Antonio. To say it's been a journey getting here would be an understatement. He knows that there are other personal stories of how they got here, but he wants to share his. Said he swam his whole life through college, and then he, quote, retired. Went into coaching, but never got back into the water. He sort of developed a resentment against the sport because he didn't succeed in the way he wanted to. So long story short, he got into some alcohol and drugs, and that took a front row seat in his life for several years. After overdosing in June in 2022, he needed several life-saving surgeries, and it's a miracle he was able to talk, walk, and function normally again. He did lose part of his finger and had some heavy battle scars, but because of how beat up his body was, swimming was the only sport he could work out and not feel too much pain. In the past 2 years, he's fallen in love with the sport again with a different perspective. He says, "I swim for myself and my health, not for times or wins. Swimming has been instrumental in my life recovery. It helps me meditate, start my day fresh, and push myself to healthy limits. It's been immensely positive for my mental and physical health. My brother Brendan and I will both be competing this month, and the sport has helped mend a relationship with him more than I could have ever imagined. This upcoming trip to Nationals will be my first time we actually spend quality time together since my addiction began. I owe all of this to Brendan because he was the one who suggested get back in the pool because it would be good for me, and it has honestly saved my life." Well, thank you, Tim. We appreciate you sharing your journey. Congratulations on your journey in the positive direction. And Brendan, we appreciate you guys being here.
That bell indicates that our first swimmer is on their final lap of their 500. For the timers behind the block and any of those that may help in the future, remember that will notify the swimmer they're going into their last 50. Last 50.
It's Douglas Burgess from Mercy Healthplex.
Bell lap on the far side looks to be Frank Williams going into his last 50 here.
Congratulations, Doug. Nice swim.
I seen you dancing up there, and then you stopped when everybody looked at you. It's all right. Don't be ashamed. I dance too. Gonna be my lover. Coming in first on the far side for heat number 2 with a time of 8:14.88, Mr. Frank Williams from San Diego Swim Masters.
We were pretty busy this morning Cody, and we couldn't read a lot of these, but we had sisters swimming. Valerie Jenkins, she swims for Oregon Masters, and Janice Campagna, who swims for North Carolina. They were in the same event. That was the women's 100-yard individual medley, group 60 to 64, but they're swimming the same heat in the lanes next to each other. Hope you guys had a great time. We'll try to mention this again tomorrow. In 1, we have Ron Sachs from New Albany Aquatics. In 3, we have Bob Couch from Sarasota Master Sharks. Chuck Olson from Michigan Masters is in 4. Hubie Kearns from Swim Fort Lauderdale in 5. Jim Clements in 6, Sawtooth Masters. Alan Bell from Puget Sound is in 7. Gard Arneson from Michigan Masters is in 8. Richard Tompkins from Maryland is in 9, and in 10 from Club Tribe, Vince Romano. Swimmers, you can make sure you pick up your awards. If you go inside the indoor pool on the south end, which is this end as the announcer stand, south end of the indoor, on the windows they have the stickers with your name and place. And then you walk outside, take it to the table, and get your award. Congratulations in advance. Cody, I started a story this morning that was submitted by Rachel Henning. Her background was in track and field, not swimming. She was a D1 All-American pole vaulter at LSU. She struggled to find something to scratch that competitive itch after leaving. She entered a rec center in 23 and found that swimming was an opportunity for her. And so just 14 months later, she signed up for her first USMS Nationals meet, mainly because it was local for her. And she's excited to be back competing. And she's using this learning opportunity to remind herself it's always an opportunity to learn new sports at various times of your life. Thank you, Rachel.
Heat 4 taking the leap into the water on the far side with Lane 1, David Hefner. Lane 2, Michael O'Donohue. Lane 3, Larry Crosher. Lane 4, Phil Dodson. Lane 5, Richard Bogman. Lane 6, Dick Worrell. Lane 7, Larry Wood. Lane 8, Peter Gadani. Lane 9, Tom Phipps. Lane 10, Mark Hepworth.
And winning Heat 3 in Lane 5 was Hubie Kearns with a time of 6:12.52. And Hubie swims for Swim Fort Lauderdale. Cody, here's another submission from one of our swimmers. Said, my dad, Paul Brown, and myself have been traveling to nationals each year for over 10 years. Now we've added my daughter, Lucy Brown, to come along with us. We hope to have a relay together this year. Thanks, Adam. We hope you all have that relay.
Yeah, Scott, I heard at one point there is 3 generations of swimmers at one point in one of these races.
Well, we had one of our swimmers, our 91-year-old women's 50 free. We had Arlene Poland, and she has 3 generations here swimming in this meet. So what a great thing for that family.
I wish one day I could have 3 generations of swimmers swimming at a meet. I'm just missing something. Kids.
Gotta have them. I have Heat 5 in the water. Tom Schmidt from Jim Montgomery Masters. Jim Alcare from Pegasus Aquatics. John Rittenhouse, XL Swimming, is in 3. In 4, from the Olympic Club, Mike Keck. Don Walker from Team Walker is in 5. Greg Joseph from Lone Star Masters is in 6. From Austin Area Racing, Greg Rust is in 7. In 8, Dirk Johnson, Longhorn Aquatics. And the Olympic Club has Patrick Patrick Devlin. And in 10 is Matthew Beauregard from Ambush Swimming, and this is Heat 5.
I have money on my fellow coach, Don Walker. He's doing pretty good so far. Good job, Coach Don.
Oh, Don Walker, where are you?
Not in the water, that's for sure.
That's for sure. Hometown boy forgot to show up for his 500 free.
Oh, I have Don on a very, very important mission right now. That's where he's at. All right, KTM, we have a problem. I need a random volunteer that is very brave.
What do you want him to do?
I learned a new thing. I need a volunteer.
Random volunteer. You there, sir.
Are you gonna be my volunteer? I'm ready for this.
Yeah, come on up. Come on
I got
up.
this. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Come on, KTM, be my volunteer.
What do you need?
A volunteer.
All right.
For me to do the standy thing.
Oh.
Are you guys gonna do the lift?
I gotta swim.
I think you're
Ah,
ready.
come
You
on.
guys are doing great.
All right,
She'll
he
do the
said no.
lift.
I need a
I
new
bet she can
volunteer.
do the lift.
Head coachish wants to be my volunteer for the lift.
Nobody puts baby in the
She's
corner.
like, yeah, no. Taking the win on the far side with a 541.58, Richard Bogman. Representing New England Masters. Where's Anshali? I bet Anshali would do it. Heat 6 taking a dive into the water with lane 1, Mike Phillips. Whoopsie. Lane 2, Keith Vanderlashart. Lane 3, Jim Callahan. Lane 4, Scott Shake. Lane 5, Craig Peterson. Lane 6, Branch Archer. Lane 7, Robert Tierney. Lane 8, Mike Collins. Lane 9, Peter Hullett. And lane 10, Glenn Winston. All right, KTM, this is your moment of truth. Your swimmer's coming in for the finish here. You gotta grab your microphone.
What am I doing?
So when he touches the wall, nope, not that guy. This guy. When he touches the wall, you gotta read the time on the scoreboard, say his name. Nope, it wasn't that guy. It's that guy over there. Yeah, that guy out there in lane 8. Lane 8.
All right, I'm watching.
All right, right there. There we go. Nope. Oh, look at that.
All
Lane
right.
10 out touched him.
6:13:50 for
Nope.
Dirk Johnson.
You got to read the first place person. The bottom line.
Matthew Bergerard.
Representing. She says, I quit. So taking the win for heat number 5, Matthew Bergard with a time of 5:47.82, representing Ambush Swimming. Yeah, there you go, Team Orange. What team is that? I like them. Oh, are you going to throw me a bag? I do need a new swim bag. I mean, if you're offering. Look, perfect song.
We've got Tom Schmidt in lane 1. He's got 25 yards left to go. Let's help Tom come home. Come on, Tom. Bring it home. There you go. Good job. Craig Peterson down in the even lanes with 5:33.82. In Heat 7 from Dad's Club in Lane 1, John Keane. Chris Kammerman is in Lane 2. From CGBD Masters, Roy O'Neill is in 3 from Agua Masters. 4, Mitch Perry, Minnesota. From Rose Bowl in Lane 5 is Charlie Matthews. In 6 from Lone Star is Michael Doyle. 7, Michael Moreland from Genesee Valley. In Longhorn, in Lane 8, Christopher Bourne. In 9, Daniel Cox, Ohio Masters. And in Lane 10, from New Albany, is Paul Sutter. In Heat 8 in the even pool, we have John Apker from Common Ground. James Wise is from Minnesota, and he's in 2. Carl Edgerton is off Piste, and he's in 3. Mike Wise from Rocky Mountain in 4. Sawtooth Masters has Jeff Irwin in 5. Andy Cook, Palmetto, is in 6. New Albany is Chris Burnbridge. In 8, Robert Zerwinski from Lone Star Masters. 9, David Grotenhouse from New Albany. And in 10, David McCarty from Puget Sound. Congratulations, Charlie Matthews from Rose Bowl Masters, winning Heat 7 with a time of 5:32.07.
Taking the win down on the far side with a 5:17.18, Jeff Irwin.
In lane 9, I have Patrick Kelly from New Mexico in 1. In 2, Scott Adams. In 3, Norman Skorga from Oahu Club Masters. In 4, David LeClaire from Palm Beach. In 5, Michael Collins from Nova Aquatics. In 7, Edward Brennan from Land Shark Aquatics. In lane 8, we have Ed Coates from Longhorn Aquatics. Lone Star in 9 with Brad Von Rieden. And 10, Kurt Culling from Mount Carmel. This is Heat 9.
Down on the far side in the water is heat number 10. In lane 1, Randy Howe. Lane 2, Vic Peroni. Lane 3, Mark Ruckaby. Lane 4, Douglas O'Brien. Lane 5, Kurt Dixon. Lane 6, Matt Keller. Lane 7, David Kays. Lane 8, Michael Stassi. Lane 9, Marshall Campbell. And in lane 10, Lawrence Lee. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
I want to share another story that was submitted to U.S. Masters here, and this is from Stephanie Stone. 3 years ago at this meet, tragedy struck. 5 days before the meet, my only sibling older brother, who was also a swimmer, took his life. Says I had trained super hard for the meet, but in devastation couldn't imagine swimming. My awesome fellow teammates supported and convinced me to swim anyways. It was hard, but so amazing. I felt loved from all who knew of the tragedy. The swimming family is truly a blessing during difficult seasons of life. I ended up swimming well under the circumstances and even was on a national record-breaking relay. His funeral was on the Sunday, so she had to leave early, but it was worth coming to the meet. I wanted to do this meet as a memorial meet in his honor. James T. Langham III. I love and miss you lots. And that's from Stephanie Stone. Another testament to what the swimming community does to support all of us. Michael Collins in lane 5 has the bell lap from Nova Aquatics.
Tomorrow we're going to do an auction.
Michael Collins, Nova Aquatics, 536.19. In Heat 11, we have Marcus Thompson from Ames Masters in 1. From New Albany in 2, Joe Voker. In 3, Alex Fuller from First Colony. Team Ridgely has Brian Miller in 4. John Rockwell from Club Tribe is in 5. Scott Heimke from Lone Star 6. Masters of South Texas has Michael Aguirre. In 8, Dale Gannis from Lone Star Masters. Chad Smike from New Braunfels is in 9, and Michael Gustafson is in lane 10, and he swims for Nashville.
Scott, my orange hat crew came down to the pool deck. They're no longer dancing in the bleachers. They're dancing on the side of the pool deck.
I hear they're moving to timers after this.
They're going to go be timers? Wouldn't surprise me.
I see them shaking your head, yeah. You can turn and look at me, shake that head, yes. Well, today's a new day. Yeah, keep shaking the head, yes, you'll be there.
Looking on the far side, we have heat number 12 with lane 1's Carl Knopke, lane 2, Matthew Langley, lane 3, Aaron Schneider, lane 4, David Andre, lane 5, Don Secor, lane 6, George Albino, lane 7, Chris Danick, lane 8, Benjamin Reed, lane 9, Michael Chapata, and in lane 10, Rusty Miller.
As Cody dances in his chair over here, I want to share another inspiring story, Brianna Lacey. And the title of her submission here is Finding Strength in the Water. Brianna says, I'm so thankful to be part of such an amazing event. Here's her story. I'm a third-year medical student at American University of the Caribbean and a former collegiate swimmer at the University in Indianapolis. Life has taken me on an unexpected roller coaster, leading to a 7-year hiatus from the sport and personal loss. During those years, I felt the absence of the water, the thrill of competition, and the camaraderie of my teammates. When I returned to swimming after my husband's death in 2023, it was like stepping back into a familiar world, but with a newfound appreciation for the healing power it held. Swimming provided me with more than just a physical outlet. It offered structure and a mental break from the weight of my grief. The early morning practices, competitions, and the laughter shared with teammates at Swim Fort Lauderdale created a sense of community that I desperately needed. I forged connections with fellow swimmers who understood the challenges of balancing personal struggles with the demands of training and life outside the pool. Together we celebrate each other's progress, and these friendships have become a source of strength. As I continue to train for the upcoming San Antonio Nationals, I feel a mixture of excitement and nervousness. Each practice is a step toward not just improving my times, but also reclaiming a part of myself that had been buried under grief. The water becomes my sanctuary, a place where I could find clarity and purpose amidst the chaos of life. Looking ahead, I envision my future beyond the pool. After completing medical school, I plan to work in family medicine with a focus on the geriatric population. I want to make a difference in the lives of my patients, providing them with care and the compassion they deserve. Preparing for my upcoming races at Nationals, I took a moment to reflect on how far I had come. The journey of swimming not only been about competition, it was about resilience, healing, and finding joy. I feel a renewed sense of hope, ready to embrace the possibilities and challenges of both athletic and professional future.
Tight finish on your race there, Scott, but taking the lead in first place is with a time of 5:42.65, Joe Vacchi. Then over on the far side with a time of 4:56.84 out of lane 5, Don Secor.
We've got Heat 13 in the water. Swimming in 1 from New York Athletic Club is Brian Goldberg. 2 is Matt Miller from Oregon. Also from Oregon in 3, Jonathan Matthews. In 4, Benjamin Swan from Rice Aquatics. In 5, Andrew Babcock, Wisconsin. In 6, Brendan Tully, New York Athletic Club. Longhorn Aquatics has Chris McKee in 7, Gabriel Costa, Central Alabama. In 9, Vince Dolchuk from Mount Carmel. And in 10, Joseph Gardner from Longhorn Aquatics. Who do you have, Cody?
Over on the far side is Heat 14 in lane 1, Arthur Devinish. Lane 2, Nathan Pocky. Lane 3, Brendan Clark Griffin. Lane 4, Jeff Pierce. Lane 5, Kyle Deary. Lane 6, Derek Duffy. Lane 7, Frank Muncha. Lane 8, John Betchler. And in lane 9, Brett Keys.
Here's another short story. Haley Martin, one of his swimmers, she swims for Texas, is representing Kidney Donor Athletes, KDA. She donated her kidney in 2018. Thank you, Haley. We appreciate your short story. All women swim in the 500 tomorrow. Make sure you check in online by 7 p.m. this evening. Also, the relays for tomorrow must be checked in by 7. No check-in, no swim. Chris McKee from Longhorn Aquatics with a time of 5:06.80 wins Heat 13. Nice swims, gentlemen.
Bells going off on the far side. coming in at a 514.46. Representing Rocky Mountain, Jeff Pierce.
I have heat 15. And from the Olympic Club in 1, Billy Reinhart. In 2, Matthew McGillicuddy from Gulf Coast Pirate Swimmers. Josh Otis is in lane 3. Joseph Anderson from Minnesota is in 4. Felipe Maia is from O2 Performance. He's in 5. 6, Juan Valdivieso, former Olympian from the Olympic Club. Renato Ferreira, New York Athletic Club. Jim Tully in 8, New York Athletic Club. David Hildebrand from Club Tribe. And in lane 10, we have Longhorn Aquatics, Rogelio Dominguez.
Diving in on the far side is heat number 16, with lane 3 being Rob Duguay, lane 4 Chase Mesford, lane 5 Ross Hartley, lane 6 Bonifacio Contreras, lane 7 Daniel Neal.
I gotta tell you, the folks out in Partner Village would like to see you. Take a walk down there, check out the merchandise, ask questions to the vendors about their products, shampoo, lotions, skincare products, t-shirts, sweatshirts, swimsuits, all kinds of great stuff. Go get a massage from Hand and Stone. And also, swimmers, don't forget to pick up your awards. It starts with the label on the window just inside the indoor pool.
Yeah, I will have to say that the shampoo that TriSwim has and the conditioner is one of the best smelling shampoo conditioner pair that I know.
And it works great.
It smells phenomenal. Like, I would rather wear that than cologne.
Well, it doesn't dry you out either, which is nice.
Gets all that chlorine feel out of your hair. Amazing.
And athletes, don't forget, you need to be hydrated. A lot of humidity in this air. The heat, it'll suck the life out of you. Go to the infinity table.
Also, just a reminder, for those folks that are 80 plus, there will be a social right after the meet in the VIP tent. So if you are interested, swing on by to the VIP tent, hang out, have a good time.
Nice swim, Felipe, in lane 5, 449.35. And Felipe swims for O2 Performance. Nice swims, gentlemen. In heat 17, we have one of our swimmers in lane 1 is a high school swim coach here in San Antonio, Anthony Gallardo. He swims with Team Walker in 1. Sean Chalice from New Mexico is in 2. Bradley Gorder from Far Above Swimming in 3. From Dogwood in 4 is Kevin D. Drew Modrov from Agua is in 5. In 6 from Santa Rosa, Peter Klein. In 7, Little Rock Masters, Jeff Engie. 8 has Dustin Schneider from Georgia. And the Shark Swim Club, Aaron Osleski. In 9, and Adam Johnson in lane 10, and he swims for Longhorn.
Athletes, just a reminder that at the conclusion of the 500, the indoor pool and the dive well will be closed. The competition pool will be open for approximately 30 minutes post 500 for cool down.
Cody, there's another vendor out there, Huntsman World Senior Games. And this is a World Senior Games and the largest international multi-sport competition for athletes 50 years and older. There are about 12,000 athletes that participate in this. Again, it's worldwide. And they go to St. George, Utah every October, and they compete in over 35 different sports. You can go see Michael at the World Senior Games booth to enter a raffle for free registration for this year's games. What a great opportunity. Utah in the fall, awesome. Go talk with Michael out at the Huntsman World Senior Games booth.
Taking first down there for Heat 16, representing New Mexico Masters Swimming with a time of 5:30.83, Bonifacio Contreras. Diving in is heat number 18 of 23 in lane 2, Scott Nimke. Lane 3, John Konchik. Lane 4, Andrew Stublin. Lane 5, Matthew Eckerson. Lane 6, Christian Carroll. Lane 7, Gregory Gason. Lane 8, Kevin Slayer. And then lane 9, Justin Rosen.
And the winner of Heat 17 from Agua Masters, Drew Modrov, with a time of 4:30.02. Great swims. This is Heat 19 of 23. From the Austin Swim Club in 1, Chandler Crouch. New Mexico Master Swimming has David Patterson in 2. New Albany has Rob Roll in lane 3. Reed Malone from the Olympic Club is in 4. Yael Garnica from Centro Deportivo is in 5. In 6, Nathan Loesch from Cowtown. In 7, Aaron Foreman, South Shore Sales Masters. In 8, Jimmy Hong, Longhorn Aquatics. Anthony Garrity from New England is in 9, and Devin Asphalt from First Colony swimming in 10. This is Heat 19 of 23.
Taking first place for heat number 18 with a time of 4:57.69 out of Alaska, Andrew Stublin.
Congratulations to Reed Malone from the Olympic Club, winning Heat 19 with a time of 4:47.03.
Heat 20 in the water on the far side. In lane 1, Griffin Shoemaker. Lane 2, Sam Tierney. Lane 3, Brian Hogan. Lane 4, Andrew Dazinski. Lane 5, Lucas Brew. Lane 6, Andrew Ispin. In lane 7, Aldi Azbadum. Lane 8, Christopher Stickle. Lane 9, Aaron Athenas. Lane 10, Paul Mark Schwitzer.
If you are one of our swimmers who received a sheriff badge when you registered, that means you are in the 80 and over organization. And Kristen and San Antonio Sports is putting on a soda social for you and your wife, best friend, whatever. And that's about to begin down here under the big 30 by 30 tent here on the southeast corner.
That means it gives me a reason to play some Frank Sinatra.
So if you are 80 years old and older, make your way to the white 30 by 30 tent here on the southeast corner. And thank you for being here. There's a lot going on in San Antonio proper. Check the website, sanantoniogov.gov, and you'll find all kinds of events. This is Fiesta Week. All kinds of great events going on around San Antonio.
A lot of bell laps going down on the far side, but coming into the wall, cruising in for a finish with a time of 4:28.31. Anton Ibsen, one of our past Olympians in the water. Good job, Anton.
In Heat 21, in the odd pool, we have Matthias Altman Kurosaki from Agua Masters. Eric Livingston from San Diego is in 2. Jersey aquatic swimmer Max Irwin is in 3. James Pokornowski from Nickel City is in 4. The Olympic Club has Murphy McQuett in 5. Daniel Galarza from Jersey City in 6. Blake Woodrow, Swim Fort Lauderdale in 7. Carter Jacobson is from the Olympic Club. He's in 8. Micah Murdoch Movie in 9. And Sam Kettlewell Sights from Club Tribe finishes out lane 10.
And our final heat of the men's 500-yard freestyle is in the water, with lane 1 being Grant Combs, lane 2 Ethan Hansberry, lane 3 Mickey Cavello, lane 4 Michael Ryan, lane 5 Daniela Erzvak, lane 6 Fernando Andres Martin, lane 7 Christopher Johnson, lane 8 Jack Tuller, lane 9 Daniel Wanifer, and in lane 10, Casey McQuestion. Just a reminder for those in the 80 plus, if you got your sheriff's badge, there will be a soda social going on in the VIP tent. Be sure to start making your way over there, visit KTM and the San Antonio sports team, and hang out in the VIP tent for the soda social. That was Heat 22. Thank you to this guy for fixing me. Heat 22's in the water with Jonathan Taylor in lane 2, lane 3 Hall Squires, lane 4 Matthew Yaffe, lane 5 Xander Babcock, lane 6 Jack Nystrom, lane 7 Joseph Bartelli, and in lane 8 Reed Petschwiski.
Lane 5, Murphy McQuett from the Olympic Club wins Heat 21 for 36.96. Nice swims, guys. Okay, Mikey, let's see what you got. Uh-huh.
Don't forget to tie your suit. Tying suits are important. Look, 3 of them just checked their suits to make sure they were tied.
We had a full moon yesterday.
It was more like a crescent moon, but still.
And it went for a long time. Come on, Calvillo. This is the final heat in the water. 23. Grant Combs is from Michigan Masters. He's in 1. Ethan Hansberry, Rocky Mountain, 2. Hometown flyover for Mikey Calvillo. Trained right here in this pool when he was in high school. Michael Ryan from Club Tribe is in 4. Danila Urzakov from Longhorn Aquatics is in 5. Fernando Andres Martin from Club Tribe is 6. Club Tribe has Christopher Johnson in 8, as well as Jack Toller Christopher's in 7, Jack's in 8. Daniel Wonderveru is from Nautical Milers in 9. Casey McQueston, University of Rhode Island, is in 10. Last heat.
Scott, not saying that flyover was planned, but I know who's on that plane.
I bet you do.
Because I was on the same one 4 days ago. Some of my friends are coming home. We just got back from a very, very long deployment. I decided to come home early and hang out with you guys.
Well, we know you were gone for about 90 days. We appreciate your service and any other service members out there. Dana, I can't hear you. Yeah, that's better.
Was somebody up there cheering for somebody? I don't have my hearing aids in. Taking the win for heat number 22, representing Southern Masters swimmers with a time of 5:16.17, Hall Squires. Longhorn Aquatics. All I gotta say.
Weren't they supposed to be our timers, all those orange shirts?
They were.
I don't see any of them back there.
What about the Nautical Milers? What about the University of Rhode Island? Hey, all I gotta say, Club Tribe. There's like 4 Longhorns on the side, and there were about 20 of you.
Mikey Calvillo in 3. Danila Urzakov in lane 5. $75 to go.
Is that you?
That was me.
Oh my lord. Flip. First 3
Come on,
going into the
Calvillo,
final
get going.
50. Tank! Who's got it in him? They flip just about the same time. 25 yards to go.
Come on, let's go. Bring him in. Last heat.
Kick, baby,
Come on,
kick, baby,
Calvillo.
kick. Kick.
Get there, boy. Another Urzakov from Longhorn. Just out touches my boy Mikey Calvillo.
Mikey was trying hard. Throws about another 5 yards in that pool. Probably would have been a different ending.
It might not have mattered. The legs drive the wolf. Good swims.
Ladies and gentlemen, with that, the indoor pool and the dive well are now closed. Once again, the indoor pool and the dive well are closed. The competition pool will be open for 30 minutes, which means it will be closing at 4:20. Once again, the outdoor pool will be open until 4:20.